Hello and welcome to the demonstration of VigilOne platform. So, this video is purely for the analysts and not for admins and super admins. For admins and super admins, obviously, we'll have separate videos because they have separate levels of access. So, I will just log in into a test analyst account. Your username would be your email ID, your official email ID. So, after receiving your onboarding mail, you can log in into this platform. Your password would be a default password, which is obviously something you will have to change once you log in. But for the very first time, you will receive it on your mail. For the very first time, you'll also have to set up your MFA. It's recommended to use Microsoft Authenticator, although we support all kinds of authenticator apps. Just a quick second. Yep, so we are successfully registered, and as you can see, you're into the platform. So, there are a couple of things that I need to walk you through, and a couple of views that you will get in this particular platform. Might be a little daunting, but we'll walk you through this platform one by one. So, as you can see, as an analyst, you'll be having certain tabs, buttons, lots of advisories. So, let's start one by one. This is the account that you are logged in. This is the change password button that allows you to change your account's password. For the very first time, please do change your password. The logout button, which you can use to log out of the platform from the platform. Next, you'll be having the view button, which is perhaps the most important of all. And the reason is you'll as an analyst you'll be having two or multiple views of this platform. So as an analyst you will be having the first view, which is the all view or the global view, where you will be able to see all the advisories. So for OT specific advisories, you can see all the 4,812 vulnerabilities that has been recorded on this platform. Same goes for the IT. You can see all the advisories that are available. So this is the global view that you get. Then you'll be having the client view. So your admin, whoever is your designated admin, will assign you certain clients. So for example, we have onboarded two clients here, and your admin will assign you clients. So for example, you have been assigned the ICDC Digital Lab, which is a client. So if you're assigned this client, for example, you will be able to see advisories only relating to the environment of this particular client. So this assigning of analysts to the client is something that the admins will be able to do. And as analysts, that is not in your hand, but you can see how many clients you've been assigned here. So let's say this particular analyst has been assigned two clients. One is Gramax, the other is ICTC Digital Lab. So for example, ICTC Digital Lab is using Siemens and Allen Bradley. So as an analyst, you will be only getting advisories relating to Siemens and Allen Bradley, which is obviously sold under Rockwell Automation. And next you have the IT tab for the same client. And so this IT tab shows you the IT advisories for that particular client's environment that you are currently viewing. For example, I'm currently viewing ICDC Digital Lab, so the IT will show me the IT advisories. So for example, they're using Tenable, they're also using Fortinet, so you can see them under this particular mm, ID tab. And if you want to go to the next page, you can click here on next and you can go to the next page. So these were certain views that you can have as an analyst. Next would be what's happening now. This is another tab. This is a more generalized tab. This tab shows you what's happening around you in the cybersecurity world. So you can click on this link, it takes you to the link, and if you click on share, it consumes certain AI credits. We are using Claude API, which you can obviously can use to curate and send out mails to your particular clients. So I will just give you an example how this thing works. So for example, this advisory that's marked in green has already been generated. So whoever uh, mm, analyst generates an advisory, that particular advisory will turn into green irrespective of who generates it. So for example, I will generate an advisory of, let's say, Siemens Parasolid. So I'll click on Siemens Parasolid, and as soon as you click on this advisory, as you can see, Siemens Parasolid, you can see the details of the advisory here. And as soon as I click on this Siemens Parasolid advisory, I get certain details about my advisory. And to generate a report, you need to click here. But before you click generate advisory report, this is something that you would like to know and understand. You can also send your own specific instructions or prompts to the RAG that's working in the background. So if you want to feed certain information, optional information to the RAG, like keep it brief, emphasize on ransomware risk or something, you can feed it to the RAG. But it's recommended to stay, obviously, it needs to be within 300 characters. It's optional, not a requirement. Now you need to click on generate advisory report. So every time you click on generate advisory report, your advisory will be generated, which consumes certain API credits, which obviously Gramax is providing. But to give you a rough estimate, it costs around zero point zero 0.04 cents to 0.05 cents in USD. So around 6 rupees, 7 rupees, maybe. That's approximately how much it costs to generate a report. So report generation, by the way, takes up credits, but report sharing or downloading won't uh, take any credits. So when you generate a report, it consumes credits, but when you download the report or when you share the report, obviously, it doesn't consume any it doesn't consume any credits. So I will show you how this report generation happens and what you can do, how you can share. We'll just wait. It takes a couple of minutes, sometimes even a couple of seconds, I would say, depending on the advisor itself. You can also regenerate the report once, if you're not satisfied with the report quality, you can obviously review it and you can regenerate it, sending specific prompts back. So our report has been generated successfully. As you can see, we are using a multi-agent framework, and that's the reason why there's a reviewer agent that says, that gives you, or not always, that this would differ from this would differ from advisory to advisory. But for example, you get certain review, quality review from the AI. So we're using two review technologies. One, we're using a deterministic one, where the CV number, the advisory numbers, which are critical, there we are using regex. So obviously that's deterministic. But this review that you see, it's AI quality review. It's not whether your report is wrong or whether it's correct, or this tells you about the certain quality issues that your report might have. So you can review these, and if you feel no, my so significant, minor, medium, you'll get reviews like this. So if you feel that no, okay, this needs to be changed, for example, step 5 of the exploit walkthrough claims that out of bounds read CWE can enable the attacker influence. So you can go through these reviews as well, that whether there's genuinely a requirement to work on to actually improve the quality. So to do that, you can obviously download the PDF. This doesn't cost anything, so you can safely do it um, as many times you want. So I will just download a sample report and show you how the report looks like. So this is how your report, and this is how the report that you will send to the client would look like. So you can review the report on your own once, and it's recommended as an analyst that you review the report. Once you do that, if you feel that these things really needs to be worked upon, please select those things. For example, I believe that these two are not really a big problem, or these two reviews that have been done by the AI quality review might not need a second look. So in that case, I will just select the second uh, advisory advisory review. For example, the impact assessments privilege level gain field describes code execution, and there are several other things written, so you can just review it. So if you want this to be removed, or if you want this to be improved, you can select them and you can click on regenerate. So this regeneration would again cost you AI credits, obviously. So if you want, you can regenerate the AI. Sorry, AI, you can regenerate the report. You can also type your own optional additional instructions. For example, if you want it to be make the report a little brief, or perhaps improve on the wording of certain paragraphs. So when you go through the review, the report, you find something that might not be very you know that might not show the organization in a good light, or perhaps you feel that certain things needs to be changed. So you can obviously do that by typing it here, instruct your instructions here. Or if you want, you can select those review issues from this tabs as well, and you can regenerate the review. Now, coming to how you can send it to the particular uh, client. So for example, you have been assigned two clients. So ICDC Digital Lab is selected by default. Why? Because currently my view, as you can see, is the ICDC Digital Lab. So as I was under ICDC Digital Lab, which is my client, it's selected by default. And Gramax, for example, this email ID is not selected. But if you want, you can select it. But since I was viewing advisories relating pertaining to this particular client only, that's why by default this advisory is selected. Sorry, this mail ID is selected. Your client's mail ID is by default checked. Though if you want, you can select your other client. So you just need to click on send to one recipient. And if you click on this send to one recipient, your mail would reach your client's inbox. The thing is, this is a dummy email. Obviously, the mail won't reach, but you can click send to one recipient and your client would receive the mail ID, the advisory with the PDF file that you just generated. It's always recommended to review and have a second look before sending out advisories to your particular client. So I will show you how the advisory mail would actually look like. So the advisory mail would look something like this. It would be sent on behalf of this app. It won't be sent on behalf of you or anybody else. The application itself will send the mail there on using the advisories at gramaxcybertech.com mail ID, which is obviously our registered mail ID. So this is a shared mailbox that we have, and it will go on behalf of Gramax Advisories. So this is how your mail sent to your client would look like. This would consist a brief of your mail, and then obviously you will have the PDF attached. The client would have the PDF attached, I mean. And you can edit the subject if you want. You can see here we have the subject, the one that I'm selecting. If you want, you can edit this subject. So this is the subject of your mail ID. So I think this was all. If you still have any doubt, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out on sokaria.sur@gramaxcybertech.com. You can drop me a mail or connect with me on Teams, and I'll be happy to walk you through any issues that you're facing. Also, we would like your feedback, so please explore the tool. I would recommend you to explore the tool as much as you can to get a hands on, and obviously feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, and remember to log out. Okay.